when you get to the point where you're thinking about getting divorced, one of the things that might hold someone back or that is of concern to them is how are you going to afford a divorce? So, unlike other areas of law, in divorce, it is commonly billed on an hourly basis. And that hourly rate is going to vary based on the experience of the attorney as well as the geographic location you live in. For example, if you're in Pennsylvania, which is where I am based out of, it may be in the $400, $500 range, possibly less. But if you're in Beverly Hills, you're probably going to be paying upwards of $900 to $1,000 an hour. So generally, the lawyers in your area are going to charge about the same rate or close there too. But again, it depends on the experiences of the attorney. So the more experience, the higher rate it's going to be. Um, and what may scare you and what scares some of our clients is not knowing how much the budget, how much is it going to cost? So some of the things that you may think of are tips to keep your costs down. Obviously, going to court is going to be the most expensive avenue. So try to come to an agreement, whether that's pressing your attorney for a settlement conference with the other attorney, talking to your spouse. The more you can talk to your spouse while going through a divorce, the better off the both of you are going to be. Because if all communications have to go through attorneys, it's going to cost a lot more money. Um, but where's that initial money going to come from? You want to hire the divorce attorney and you don't have any money. Some people will borrow the money from a family member. Some people will have to take out a loan. For example, we have a financing program that we sometimes have our clients use if that's the only means that they can hire an attorney. But doing that comes at a price. There's interest that's charged and they do check credit. So not everybody is going to qualify for that. Um, the more you have, the more inclined an attorney may be to take a settlement at the end. So if you have a home and you're going to get a percentage of that, or you're going to have to refinance, if you talk to your attorney, sometimes they'll be able to take the payment at the end of the case. But oftentimes we'll want a commitment that you're paying towards the bill in the interim. Um, and sometimes your attorney's not in a financial position where they can do that, and you're going to have to pay while you go along. So doing as much proactive work as you can yourself to keep the costs down will help. Making sure that you get your own documents. So a lot of time is spent on discovery, getting your credit card statements, getting your retirement account statements. If you can do a lot of that legwork yourself and have it organized in a binder with the values that your attorney said they need, whether that's their date of separation, whether it's your date of marriage values, whatever time frame they give you, if you do the work yourself, you're going to keep the costs down. If you expect your attorney and their office to do all the work for you, it's coming at a steeper price. So the best thing you can do is talk to whatever attorney you hire and ask for them to give you ideas on how you can assist them with your case instead of just hiring them, turning a blind eye, and letting them do everything to keep your costs down because divorce is very expensive. And unfortunately, when your bill gets too high, many firms are unable to sustain that kind of bill and will give you notice that they can't help you any longer. So, knowing what to expect and continuing to have a conversation with your attorney will help you when you're going through that divorce process.